Okay, let's start our lecture. Today's theme is elements of human anatomy and anatomical structure of the human body. Today's plan is skeletal system and shape and structure of bones, types of bone joints. The cranial section serves as a repository and protection of the brain. It's formed by immovably connected bones. Through the opening in the occipital bone, the brain connects to the spinal cord. Unlike other mammals, the cranial section in humans predominates over the facial section due to the increased size of the brain. The facial section of the skull is composed of paired and unpaired bones that are immovably connected. The only movable bone in the skull is the lower jaw, which is connected to the skull via a joint. This allows humans to speak and chew food. The lower jaw has a chin protrusion to which muscles involved in speech articulation are attached. The jaw bones contain 16 sockets, each housing of the roots of the teeth. You can see this picture. The vertebral column in the support of the skeleton consisting of 34 vertebrae with intervertebral cartilaginous discs between the providing flexibility to the spine. The vertebrae are connected to each other by strong ligaments, which allow for flexion and extension movements of the spine, as well as forward and backward tilts. The vertebral column is divided into 5 sections: cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, and coccygeal. The cervical section consists of 7 vertebrae. The thoracic section consists of 12 vertebrae, to which 12 pairs of ribs are attached. The lumbar section of the spine has 5 vertebrae. The sacral section consists of 5 vertebrae, which begin to fuse after the age of 16 and from a single fused bone, the sacrum, by the age of 25. The coccygeal section consists of coccygeal vertebrae, usually 4 or 5, corresponding to the tail skeleton in animals. They are underdeveloped vertebrae that often fuse into a single bone, the coccyx. The rib cage is formed by the thoracic section of the spine from the back and by the ribs and sternum from the front. All the joints of the rib cage are mobile, allowing it to expand and contract during breathing. The rib cage is shaped like a truncate cone, more precisely like an ovoid. It means egg. The shape and size of the rib cage depend on the person's age and gender. In women, it's generally narrower and shorter than in men. Ribs are narrow curved bone plates of varying length, symmetrically arranged on the sides of the thoracic part of the spinal column. In the front In the front, the ribs attach to the flat breastbone sternum via costal cartilages located on the interior surface of the chest. In the middle of the upper edge of the sternum, along the sagittal line, there is an indentation known as the jugular niche. The 7 pairs of upper ribs, called true ribs, directly attach to the sternum. The 8th, 9th, and 10th pairs of ribs are called false ribs, as they connect to the sternum via the cartilage of the 7th pair. This connection forms the substernal angle ABC, at the lower part of the chest. The size of this angle is largely determined by the shape of the chest. The 11th and 12th pairs of ribs are called floating ribs because they are not connected to the sternum. The clavicle is a small tubular bone, slightly curved in the shape of the letter S. One end of the clavicle connects to the sternum, while the other end connects to the acromial process of the scapula. The scapula and clavicles together determine the width of the shoulders and influence the shape of the torso, making the upper part of the body wider. The 3 upper limbs, arms, are divided into 3 sections: the upper arm, the forearm, and the hand. The humerus is a long tubular bone. Its upper end, which has hemispherical head, connects to the scapula, located between 2 processes, the acromion and the crochet process. Through the multi-axial shoulder joint, the most mobile joint in the human skeleton, various movements are possible in the shoulder joint, allowing for flexion and extension of the arms, abduction and adduction towards the torso, as well as circular movements of the arms. The lower end of the humerus has a thickening in the shape of a block. The bones of the upper limb form a girdle represented by the scapula and clavicle, and the free part of the upper limb consisting of the humerus, forming the upper arm, the bones of the forearm, radius and ulna, and the bones of the hand, carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges, skeleton of the free upper limb. The skeleton of the free upper limb consists of the humerus, the bones of the forearm, ulna and radius, and the hand, the bones of the wrist, metacarpals, and phalanges of fingers. The femur is the longest tubular bone in the human skeleton. The neck of the femur is positioned at an obtuse angle in man, or closer to a right angle in woman, relative to the longitudinal axis of the thigh. The size of this angle, along with other factors, determines the shape of the legs and person's gait. Each human foot consists of 26 bones. The bones of the foot are white and flat, connected by numerous strong ligaments and limit movement, but reinforce the foot as a support structure. The strength of the foot as an entire construction is important for performing body movements and bearing its weight. Despite limited mobility, the foot can easily move over both smooth and uneven surface. The skeleton of the free lower limb is composed of the femur, patella, bones of the lower leg, and foot. The bones of the foot are divided into the tarsal bones and metatarsal bones and toe bones, phalanges. Thank you for your attention.